What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick car channel update in that it is wintertime right now. It's January, so I thought I'd give a quick review. I'll get a more long-term review as winter's over, but of my winter tires and rims setup for my Subaru STI. I bought these on Tire Rack. I previously did initial impressions of them and kind of a cost rundown, so I'll kind of give an overview of that. So the tires and rims cost about $1,477 total for that, which is a little bit on the expensive side. The rims I actually cheaped out on and got some of the cheaper ones I could get. And the tires are expensive, especially for good ones. So I kind of splurged and spent a little bit more there. So the rims were $600 and some, tires were $700 and some, which equals, we'll roughly say $1,500 for the total cost. So for the rims, they are the Focal F20. These are very cheap rims. They look pretty good, but the thing that you notice when you get into cheaper rims is that there's all kinds of different lug nut standards on there. So you'll notice that where your lug nuts are at for your car, there's all kinds of other ones up on there also. So basically they'll fit probably just about any car out there. They are 18 by 8 and they are a little bit heavy, 23.8 pounds. I think it's 23.8, 23.6, which is pretty heavy for an actual 18-inch rim. So that's where you kind of get into the price. That's why they're cheaper. They weigh more. Probably not the best design or best quality out there, but I'm really happy with them. I think they look really good. They probably would look good on any color STI. But they look pretty good with the whites. So pretty happy with the rims. The tires are the Viking, look at those, these are Continental Viking Contact 7. These are dedicated winter tires. These aren't some of the more modern performance winter tires. So I'll kind of get into that as I go. But the 245, 40, 18. And so far I've put about 500-600 miles on them. We don't drive a lot in the winter. We're in southern Ohio, so we actually are about 8 inches negative in snow. So we should have had about 8 inches more snow. So we haven't had a lot of snow this year, but we've had a decent amount of cold weather. We've had some sleet, freezing rain, and we have had a couple inches of snow that kind of give me an idea of what these tires can do, who they may be for, who they may not be for. So the rims, I'm really happy with the rims for the price. The tires, I probably would have went with a smaller size, maybe 235, 45, 18, just because I think they're a little bit too wide for winter tires. They handle really well, especially when you get to temperatures below 45, 40 degrees. They're really good tires. They really stick to the road real well, and they do good in the rain, in the sleet. You can tell these tires are made for colder weather because they do exceptionally better the colder it is. One negative about the tire is when the temperature is above 45, they are squirrely. They are soft. Here in Ohio, you have about a 3 to 6 week window where the temperatures can really fluctuate. You can have mid 50s, low 60s, and then you can have, mid to high 20s at night. And it just fluctuates a lot. So if you're in a climate like this, I would probably go towards different tires, maybe some performance winter tires versus the standard dedicated winter ones, because when you get up to that 50, 55, 60 degree weather, these tires, they almost feel unsafe just because of how soft they are. I do not feel comfortable driving these when a temperature is getting close to 60, which they're not made for. They're made for cooler temperatures, but again, you have that window frame where you're going to have a little bit warmer temperature. So if you're in a place that gets a ton of snow, these tires are excellent in the snow. The couple inches we've had where I drove in it, it really inspires a lot of confidence when you're driving around in them. And they stop better, they go better. You don't have to worry about sliding around as much. And if you do slide around a little bit, it's very minimal compared to all-season tires. And I wouldn't even consider running this standard stock performance summer tires on this in the winter. So they almost feel like a sports tire when it gets down to that 40 and below temperature. So I haven't done any stopping distance or anything like that, but they do great in the cold rain. We've had a ton of rain around the 35 to 38 degree range where it's just really cold, and then sometimes it was freeze over at night. It did really well in that type of atmosphere. So I would recommend these if you're especially in a colder climate where it gets really cold, tons of snow. These things will probably churn through just about anything. But if you're where, let's say I'm at right now, Southern Ohio, or you have that 4 to 6 month or 4 to 6 week range where the temperatures just fluctuate a lot, I would actually recommend performance winter tires. So you're not going to get probably the best actual winter when it comes to snow, freezing rain, all that. That would still do way better than all season tires, but I think they would do a little bit better in the warmer temperatures. So that would be my recommendation for that. Very little noise out of the tires. They don't sound any louder than my stock tires, but honestly, with how, just how the exhaust isn't loud, but it's loud enough to where you're not going to notice a whole lot of tire noise. At least I don't. And I've driven it a decent amount on the interstate, anywhere between 65 and 75 miles per hour, and I haven't noticed any tire noise or anything. They actually look really good too, which I know isn't a selling point, but they have a really cool pattern to them. I've actually noticed in a parking lot someone was looking at them because they thought that they were just my standard summer tires and not winter tires, but they have a good tread pattern to them, so they kind of give that aggressive look to that, which isn't something that really matters. It's just a look thing, but it does look pretty cool. What else? They're wearing fine. They still look brand new. I don't notice any other wear or tire growl or any type of offset in the wear, but I've only put 500 miles on them or so it's hard to judge that. I'm hoping to be able to get 4 or 5 winters out of these because we're almost to the end of January, so I think that a couple more months of these and I'll be able to get the summer ones back on there and get these put up. So highly recommend if you get a ton of snow, or you're in a little bit maybe more northern climate where it gets colder. Here I'd probably get the performance winter tires. That's really what I'd recommend. 100% recommend the rims. They're a steal for the price point. $631, I believe, for a set of 4, which is a really good deal. Especially if you get them a tire rack and you get the combo, because everything's you get free mounting, balancing. Shipping was really quick. It only took a couple weeks to get here, so I'd highly recommend definitely the rims, but shop around for the tires, read some reviews, and make sure that they are right for you. I would not recommend getting 245 with the tires. If you can get by and get 225 or even 235, that's probably the route I would go, just because these feel a little squirrely when you get in that 55-degree range, which I know these tires aren't made for that temperature, but it's gonna happen from time to time, and we've had a more mild winter, so there's been a couple weeks where it honestly felt unsafe to drive, because when it got too warm, the tires were just too rubbery, too squishy. They felt like they were all over the place. The car just didn't feel right with them on. So that's it. Still pretty happy with them. I kind of wish I would have got performance winter tires now that I'm looking back on it, but this is my first set of winter tires and rims, so I wasn't really sure what to take from that. So that's it. As you can see, they throw mud and dirt up all over the car, so maybe get some mud flaps. That's probably something I will look into getting into next year, but they definitely fling up all kinds of junk all over the car, so I don't care. I put a lot down on this, so it's not something that I'm going to wax every other day, but keep that in mind when you're looking into these, that they do fling up a decent amount of just general gunk from the road. That's it, guys. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. Sorry, this is a little bit unorganized in the garage, but this is the best way I could figure out how to do this video. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, again, like it. It does support the channel, gets this video going. Have a good rest of the day, good weekend, be safe out there, and I'll see you guys next time.